Good morning. We're here at the MEED Kurdistan Projects Conference in Erbil, the commercial capital of Kurdistan region of Iraq. And I'm with Hawre Daro Nouri, who is the CEO of Faruk Group Holdings, otherwise known as FGH. Good morning, and thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your time. Now, FGH is a successful, diversified Kurdistan-based company and a relatively young one in the great scheme of things. So I'd like you to tell us a little bit about your roots, how you started out, how you reached this point as the diverse conglomerate that you are today.
Well, we started off almost 30 years back with investments in small industries, in a brick industry, and then in poultry industry of slaughterhouses. However, our breakthrough came in the early, in '99 basically, when we invested in a telecom business. And we established AsiaCell. The owner and the chairman of the company, Mr. Faruk, had the idea that this would become a very successful business in Iraq because he had seen the development in the rest of the world. And we were very fortunate. The technology was very much needed. So AsiaCell took off into becoming Iraq's largest private company. Right now we have about 14,000 employees in the companies working with, the companies of Faruk Holding. So we've grown quite a lot during the 30 years from our modest beginning.
Very good. So it's a growth story that spans 20, 30 years.
Absolutely.
And you've talked a little bit about how you came from fairly humble origins in brick and brick manufacture and slaughterhouses. What are your plans for the next 20 years?
Well, let me just go back a second and tell you about what we did in how Faruk Holding grew. Telecom was of course the biggest business, but then we diversified. We started diversifying in about 2007, and we started our major diversifications. We diversified in investing in cement, where we believed Iraq needed a lot of cement for reconstruction. Now all of our companies are based in Sulaymaniyah, but we're servicing all of Iraq. So we are using Sulaymaniyah as a base, as a stepping stone to reach the market of Iraq, which is a very large market, and a market in need of basically every thinkable product and services because of so many years of war and sanctions. Now, besides our investments in cement and telecom, we have been heavily investing in hospitality, in hotels, in the healthcare sector, with Iraq's largest private hospital that we're building in Sulaymaniyah, with a pharmaceutical company producing IV solutions at the first stage, with insurance company, with a bank that we're currently trying to establish, and we have submitted applications with the Central Bank of Iraq. All the businesses that we do, we target the need that is required in Iraq, and Iraq currently is in need of companies that are working on world standards in terms of services, but also companies that can provide products that the country needs for its rebuilding of infrastructure. And therefore, going back to your second question of what we have as planned for the next 20 years, the plan would be based upon our understanding of how the Kurdistan region and of course the rest of Iraq will progress, and we believe that infrastructure development is very important. We see a lot of growth in the non-oil sectors in Iraq. And for that, we truly believe that industry is an extremely important part of the development in Iraq. And we have plans to invest heavily in industry, in mining, to be able to produce the essential elements required to rebuild Iraq. We started off with cement, but there are many more elements required. And that's where we believe we should concentrate, and this is what we have committed to concentrate our investments in.
Very good. So the conference yesterday, which was focusing on hospitality, we heard from Emirates Airline out of Dubai that Emirates could comfortably treble its flights to Erbil alone, which gave us a flavour of how important Erbil is as a tourist destination. Tell us a little bit more about Sulaymaniyah, why Sulaymaniyah is important to you.
Well, Sulaymaniyah is very important to us because we are from Sulaymaniyah, but we're very proud of Erbil and the development that has happened in Erbil, of course. Erbil is the capital of the Kurdistan region. It is obviously the place where it's very attractive to international companies to be here, to participate in this development and growth. But Sulaymaniyah by itself is a very important part of the Kurdistan economy, and also a very important part of the Iraqi economy. We have in Sulaymaniyah a very nice environment, beautiful sceneries. So by itself, I mean, it has its own attraction. Now, our contribution to the business and to the economy in Sulaymaniyah is to, we believe that investing in hospitality is a bit different from Erbil, where in Erbil you have the government being able to attract a lot of foreign companies and investors to come to Sulaymaniyah, while we believe Sulaymaniyah has a different path, a successful path for the future, but a different one. Our very large investment in the healthcare sector, we believe would be able to attract a lot of visitors to Sulaymaniyah, visitors being attracted by the healthcare services that are in the norms of what's available in the rest of the world and in the modern parts of the world, and we believe that would be essential in attracting visitors to Sulaymaniyah. We have committed to develop Lake Dukan, which is also very close to Sulaymaniyah city. Lake Dukan is a very, very large project. It is by far the single largest project of tourism investment in Iraq. And we've committed to that because we know that we will be able to attract, with the beautiful sceneries and natural beauty of Sulaymaniyah, we'll be able to attract people wanting to be there as well. I mean, this is not only business, this is for entertainment. This is the Lake Dukan project is a project that will almost create a city where it has a downtown area with restaurants and clubs and shopping arcades. It will have second homes, water activities, mountain activities. So that's the path that we have for Sulaymaniyah, and that we believe Sulaymaniyah by itself will have a very good future. Now, my wishes, of course, is to see more industrial development in Sulaymaniyah, but all the other sectors are very important for us as well.
Fantastic, great story. So you're now 12 sectors, 27 companies, 14,000 employees, committed to Kurdistan, committed to Sulaymaniyah. What are the specific challenges that you will face over the next 10 years?
Well, challenges, we are, I mean, if I go back to, we grew up in a country with a lot of challenges. We were able to establish a company working with the environment, the political environment, the legal environment, the security environment, which is very, very difficult. However, we've adapted, and that is very important in the process of our growth. The adaptation in order to be able to work in this environment. And I recommend for international companies that come into Iraq, into Kurdistan, to try to find good local companies to work with. Local companies that understand the environment, understand the legal and the political and the security environment. I think the challenges, of course, mainly are political. It's very unfortunate to see political situation deteriorating further. I think we need to do more dialogue. Iraq, as a country, needs to satisfy the needs and requirements of all its minorities. With that in mind, of every Iraqi, Iraq would be a success story. Without that mentality, Iraq is not a very successful story. So, therefore, the challenges would be mostly in terms of political. Iraq is one of the richest areas in the world in terms of natural resources. But Iraq is also a very rich area in terms of human resources. And we have the opportunity to have very well-educated people working with us from Iraq. But the only thing hindering this is the political situation. So if the political situation deteriorates, everything will deteriorate in Iraq. So this is our fear for the future of Iraq. However, in terms of the competitive environment, Iraq is still it's a very virgin economy. So the profits still available in Iraq are not available in the rest of the world. I mean, we are talking in very, very good figures of IRR that is a dream in the rest of the world right now. But these, of course, come with the political risk. I would not see the security risk being a long-term risk, because this needs, if the political situation is solved, all the fraction of Iraqs in Iraq are satisfied with their way of living, with their rights in Iraq, the security situation would be solved quite easily.
Hawre, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you very much.
Well done.